All right, so I'm going to show you some metric converting. I've come up with this little chart that ends up being pretty handy. So let me show you how to make the chart first. We'll talk a little bit about it as we're going through. Starts with just a horizontal line. Put a vertical line right in the middle. That vertical line is going to represent whatever the base unit is that we're dealing with. So it could be meters, could be seconds, could be grams, any of those things. I'm going to do this chart for meters, but what you'll see is the only thing that would change on this chart is if you were dealing with something like grams would be just this letter. It would just be a G here instead of an M. And as we go through, we'll kind of look at that. On the left-hand side of this chart, so on this side, we're going to have the large prefixes. So that means we're going to have more than one of something. On the right-hand side over here, we're going to have the small prefixes. So that's actually going to mean we have less than one, parts of one, whatever it is we're dealing with, in this case, meters. So on the left-hand side, let's do the large prefixes first. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 spots. And we hit our first large prefix that you need to know, which is kilo. Kilo means 1,000. So if we're dealing with meters, a kilometer or kilometer is 1,000 meters. That's abbreviated km, so I'm going to put that at the top. From there, we're going to do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3 spots. We hit our next prefix, which is mega. Mega means million, so we have meters in this case, so megameters. Notice that M is capitalized. That's important because later on, lowercase m gets used. So be careful to double check to see if that prefix is capitalized or not. From there, we're going to go 3 more spots to get our last prefix out here on the end. The last one is giga. Giga means billion, so 1 billion meters is 3 more spots out here to the left. That's it in terms of the large prefixes that you need to know: kilo, mega, giga. On the the right-hand side, we're going to do the smaller prefixes. The first spot over is deci. Deci means 1/10 of something. So in this case, we have decimeter. One more spot over is centi, meaning 1/100th of something. So we have cm. And then last one for that batch is going to be 1,000th of something, which is milli. So there's our other M. So you notice lowercase m, capitalized M, and you got to be careful which is which. You notice like on the chart here, if you're looking, there's a 1 billion number difference between the two. So be very careful if it's capitalized or not. All right, let's go 3 places. We're kind of back to that trend now. 3 more places. We hit the next small prefix, which means 1/1,000,000th of something, which is micro. This is the Greek letter mu. Kind of looks like a cursive U or kind of a fancy M. Every once in a while, instead of that, you'll see a U instead. Just realize both of those mean micro. We're going to go 3 more spots. 1, 2, 3 to finish this off. That gets us over to nano. Nano is 1/10000000th of something, so you're getting a pretty small chunk by the time you get to that point. Nano is just a lowercase n, so we have nm for nanometers. So that's the chart. If you could replicate this chart, then basically you can do any of the metric converting that I would ask you to do. This won't be provided on any test. You won't have it in front of you. It won't be on the board. So if this is the route that you're going to use to metric convert, then you'll have to have this memorized, but that'll probably go faster than what you think. If you draw it out a few times, I think you'll have it. In terms of showing you how this chart works, so let's just do an example down here. Let's say that I give you something like, let's just start off easy. How about 3.5 meters? And I would like you to convert that into kilometers. So I'm just going to put equals kilometers. All you have to do is find the unit that I give you, which in this case is meters on the chart. It's here, right here. You are going from meters over to kilometers here. Maybe I should use a pointer. That might be better. So you're going from meters to kilometers. On the chart, you have to move exactly 3 places left. 1, 2, 3. And so you're going to come down here and do the exact same thing with the decimal. 3 places to the left. And so if we go 3 places to the left, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we did the exact same thing with our decimal point. We park it right there, and this thing's done. All you do is copy this, and you just did a metric conversion. Let's do one that goes the opposite direction. So you have to pay attention not only to number of spaces, but also which direction you move on the chart. So let's do one, let's just use a kilometer this time. Let's do 1.7 kilometers, and let's change that to centimeters. All right, so exact same method, find kilometers, which is here, and then find centimeters, which is here. Count the spaces, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you notice we move to the right. So we're going to come down here, and we're going 5 places to the right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So you can count those out, and you park your new decimal right there, and you get 170,000 centimeters and 1.7 kilometers. So there you go. Be careful with this. Any of these that have more than 3 zeros, we're still going to use the rule that we established for scientific notation. So since this has more than 3 zeros, this final answer needs to be put into scientific notation. So I'm just going to write it above here, 1.7 times 10 to the 5th centimeters. So that's basically the way the chart works. Like I had mentioned kind of towards the beginning there, you can actually put any unit here that you want. So this could just as easily be a G for grams. And then over here you would have kilo and mega and giga. And then here deci and centi and milli, micro and nano. Or you could have put an S here and then had kiloseconds, megaseconds, or gigaseconds. You get the idea. So that's why this is so useful, because basically if you can write it out one time, then you can convert any of the measurements in the metric system. So hopefully that makes some sense. The chart's pretty easy to use. Good luck.